Welcome to the Ask Coach Mac podcast, where coaches from around the world get their strength and conditioning questions answered.
Guys, Rob McKeefery here, and welcome to episode number 49 of Ask Coach Mac. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have a great question from Pat. Before we get to that, I want to thank today's sponsor, Iron Grip. Iron Grip is the largest provider of commercial freeweight equipment worldwide and the only manufacturer with a line of exclusively American-made freeweight equipment. Their equipment can be found in premier fitness facilities in over 60 countries, including 3 facilities I've put together. They are the industry leader and my go-to choice for bars, plates, and dumbbells. For more information, go to irongrip.com, follow them on Twitter at irongrip, or call Chris DeSanto at 509-230-3124. All right, here's today's question from Pat.
Hello, my name's Patrick Mee, and I'm an intern at Eastern Michigan University. My question pertains to sports specificity in the weight room. With your recent travels and site visits, I want to know if you've seen more of a sport direct movements in the weight room, or is it still very strength training based movements? Thank you, Coach.
Pat, I appreciate your question. And sports specificity is something that coaches have chased after for quite some time. And it's almost like it's this magic pill that you can go and take, and all of a sudden you have this sport specific athlete or this position specific or whatever it may be. And the reality is it's got to be a comprehensive approach, and it's got to be several components all come together. You got to have great strength and conditioning. You have to have the mentality. You have to have sport IQ and learning the game. You have to have technical knowledge and proficiency with their tactical skills, and all those things are what come together to make something sport specific. Your part as a strength and conditioning coach is obviously to focus on developing them from a strength and power standpoint, and then obviously their energy systems. And so the first thing you got to realize is that strength and power lie on the same continuum. Whether or not you're a lineman or a quarterback, the same principles for strength and power apply to each, regardless of the amount of weight or what they do. And so your program has to have elements of each for each and every position. And for the most part, in my programs, the meat and potatoes, the program itself doesn't change. I mean, there's some programs that have a lineman specific program or a DB specific program. And like I've said many times on the show, I want my offensive lineman to be as fast and agile as he can possibly be. And I want my defensive back or wide receiver or kicker to be as strong and as big as he can be with efficient movement. And so, those qualities don't change based off the fact that they play a different position. And so you have to develop each. How you make programs specific, in my opinion, is that you're making sure that you're training the appropriate joint actions. Are you doing, if it's a majority multiple joint sport, that you're training in a multiple joint fashion. If it's mostly a single joint sport, then you're training in mostly a single joint fashion and including actions for both. You want to make things as energy specific, system specific as you can. And so if it's an anaerobic sport, you're training and preparing them for the rigors of anaerobic demands, or vice versa, an aerobic sport. And then obviously, lastly, you want to make sure that you're focused on common injured areas. If ACLs are something that are really, problematic in your sport, that you're preparing the athletes with landing mechanics and teaching them proper cutting drills and putting them in positions that, if they did under high velocity or high load and been untrained, will lead to injury. And so you're regressing that and never putting them in a compromising situation, but you're teaching them how to prepare and develop the body to be able to handle that at those high speeds and those high loads. And lastly, what we do, to make things specific to the athlete, specific to the position, is on Wednesdays and Saturdays in our program. That's what we call blitz packages. We bring our athletes in and we will work on something that is specific to them. You know, maybe they need to increase mass. Maybe they need to work on their power clean technique. Maybe they need to work on some technical skills. Whatever those things may be, we had to sit down with their coaches, identify them at the beginning of the year, contribute to that process, obviously, as a strength and conditioning coach, and then communicate it to the athlete, and then we go after it, you know, and they've got to show some desire on their part to go after what would make them better individually from the team. So that means showing up on a Wednesday and Saturday when it's extra work. But if they're excited about it, then they want to improve, then they'll be happy to do that because they know what they're working on directly benefits them and is specific to them. And so, you know, we have programs for mass, and we have programs for weight loss, and we have programs for agility and foot quickness and those types of things. And when they come in, you know, we're working just on those qualities to, you know, end up adding some volume of training in an area of need. And so, you know, basically you got to realize that strength and power lie on the same continuum. Likewise with, you know, joint actions, energy systems, in common injured areas, all those things are going to benefit athletes across the board. And then you got to find ways to add in additional training so that they can work on areas of need. So, Pat, I hope that answers your question. We'd love to hear what everyone else thinks. Use the hashtag AskCoachMac49 to continue the discussion over on Twitter. Pat, thanks for your question. I want to encourage everyone else that if you have a question that you would like to potentially be featured on the show, head over to AskCoachMac.com. There you can ask your question by hitting the record button at the bottom of the page. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys. Here's a quote to finish off the day by Diane Arbus. The more specific you are, the more general it will be. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next episode of Ask Coach Mac. Bye for now.